Brought to you by Penguin. The Pursuit of Love by Nancy Mitford. Read by Bessie Carter.
1. There is a photograph in existence of Aunt Sadie and her 6 children sitting round the tea table at Alconley. The table is situated, as it was, is now, and ever shall be, in the hall, in front of a huge open fire of logs. Over the chimney-piece, plainly visible in the photograph, hangs an entrenching tool, with which, in 1915, Uncle Matthew had whacked to death 8 Germans, one by one, as they crawled out of a dugout. It is still covered with blood and hairs, an object of fascination to us as children. In the photograph, Aunt Sadie's face, always beautiful, appears strangely round, her hair strangely fluffy, and her clothes strangely dowdy, but it is unmistakably she who sits there, with Robin, in oceans of lace lolling on her knee. She seems uncertain what to do with his head, and the presence of Nanny waiting to take him away is felt, though not seen. The other children, between Louisa's 11 and Matt's 2 years, sit round the table in party dresses or frilly bibs, holding cups or mugs according to age, all of them gazing at the camera with large eyes opened wide by the flash, and all looking as if butter would not melt in their round, pursed-up mouths. There they are, held like flies, in the amber of that moment. Click goes the camera, and on goes life, the minutes, the days, the years, the decades, taking them further and further from that happiness and promise of youth, from the hopes Aunt Sadie must have had for them, and from the dreams they dreamed for themselves. I often think there is nothing quite so poignantly sad as old family groups. When a child, I spent my Christmas holidays at Alconley. It was a regular feature of my life, and while some of them slipped by with nothing much to remember, others were distinguished by violent occurrences and had a definite character of their own. There was the time, for example, when the servants' wing caught fire, the time when my pony lay on me in the brook and nearly drowned me. Not very nearly. He was soon dragged off, but meanwhile bubbles were said to have been observed. There was drama when Linda, aged 10, attempted suicide in order to rejoin an old smelly border terrier which Uncle Matthew had had put down. She collected and ate a basketful of yew berries, was discovered by Nanny, and given mustard and water to make her sick. She was then spoken to by Aunt Sadie, clipped over the ear by Uncle Matthew, put to bed for days, and given a Labrador puppy, which soon took the place of the old boarder in her affections. There was much worse drama when Linda, aged 12, told the daughters of neighbours who had come to tea what she supposed to be the facts of life. Linda's presentation of the facts had been so gruesome that the children left Alconley, howling dismally, their nerves permanently impaired, their future chances of a sane and happy sex life much reduced. This resulted in a series of dreadful punishments, from a real beating, administered by Uncle Matthew, to luncheon upstairs for a week. There was the unforgettable holiday when Uncle Matthew and Aunt Sadie went to Canada. The Radlett children would rush for the newspapers every day, hoping to see that their parents' ship had gone down with all aboard. They yearned to be total orphans, especially Linda, who saw herself as Katie in What Katie Did, the reins of the household gathered into small but capable hands. The ship met with no iceberg and weathered the Atlantic storms, but meanwhile we had a wonderful holiday, free from rules. But the Christmas I remember most clearly of all was when I was 14 and Aunt Emily became engaged. Aunt Emily was Aunt Sadie's sister, and she had brought me up from babyhood, my own mother, their youngest sister, having felt herself too beautiful.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?